Already pre-sectioned the mannequin, and I kind of pre-curled the mannequin, but I didn't make like really neat curls. I just put a little bend in the hair because it's really hard to do an updo with straight hair. So as you can see, I sectioned out a V shape in the back of the head. You guys see that?
Yeah.
And I left two sides down on each side of that V. Okay? I'm going to teach you guys how to do a basket weave, which you're going to need a lot of hairspray. All right? So I'm going to take like a 1/2 inch section, right? And I'm going to grab that section, and it's going to almost be like a crisscross motion. Okay? I'm going to spray that section real good, and then smooth that hairspray into the hair, and then I'm going to crisscross it over. You guys get that so far? So and then I'm going to pin it to the outskirts of the hair, and that's not doing what I want it. I'm going to take this side and do the same thing. So I'm going back and forth. I'm going to spray it real good. Smooth it. And then crisscross it that way. So that first piece was kind of loose, but the moment you put that other piece up, it'll be tighter. I'm going to secure that. All right. Same thing. I'm going to take a 1/2 inch on the left side, spray it real good, smooth it, and bring it to the other side. So, back and forth crisscross motion is going to create a basket in the back, okay? That's for the bottom. So I'm going to finish that off. Spray, smooth it, and take it all the way across. Now these pieces that are hanging out from the sides, I'm going to use that as a part of the updo. So it's fine that it's sitting there like that, because it will be used. Okay, so now that I have my little crisscross, looks like a little basket back there, just creates a little detail for the updo. Now I can start working with this section and securing this hair in the back, okay? So the same exact thing that I did for the other updo, I sectioned it into 3 sections so that I can work section by section. Okay, I'm going to take the curls, and I'm going to work with whichever way that curl wants to go is where I'm going to pin it. Okay. So I'm just taking pieces of that little ponytail that I have, pinning it wherever the curl wants to go. So to secure it, I'm using a bobby pin. Now the pieces on the bottom, you don't have to really worry about as much because they're all going to be covered up. So just keep pinning those down. And securing it. So at the end of this updo, you're gonna have a nice big bun. Are you guys kind of seeing like some of the gaps that I have?
Yeah.
That's where you can place some of the curls to kind of cover that up so that there's no gaps.
One of the missions you guys have to try to keep in mind is to try to make sure none of your bobby pins are showing. And try to cover up your parts unless you really need them there.
Yeah. So I'm just working piece by piece, securing it. Trying to make sure that there's no gaps. So whatever I take from one side, I really take from the other, because with updos, you want as much symmetry as possible. Remember what that word means? As much balance with that updo as possible, okay? So I'm taking little pieces still. It's like repetition, you just flow with it.
What do you notice Miss Pressy isn't doing with her bobby pins?
Letting them show.
And
What do you mean?
She's not
Put
putting
them
them in her
not
mouth.
showing the part.
she is not
Good job,
putting
Miss
them
Bessie.
in her mouth.
Go ahead, baby.
All right, so this section here is where you can get your tees and your lift, and you can put in braids if you want, but I like to get some lift out of that, some volume. Okay, and like I was telling some of you guys, you can use that bottom section of your tees as a cushion. Okay. Section by section, kind of smooth that top layer out, but you want to keep that tease in there. Pin that down. So as you're working through your updos, you should always kind of look in the mirror in front of you to make sure that it's even. Because sometimes when we're pinning things and we're not really stepping back to look at our work, and then we finally finish that updo, it looks a little uneven and not balanced. So always kind of step back a little bit and look, or use your mirror. So I'm not really using hairspray until the very, very end, because if I notice that I want to switch anything up or change anything, I can go back in without a problem and pull whatever I need out and fix it. But if it's sprayed already, you can't do that as easily. This side a little bit.
Did you learn anything new so far for this one?
Not to use a lot of hairspray.
Besides that? Did you guys notice a new technique?
Yes.
The basket weave?
The weave.
There's so many you guys already started very creatively with the first one. And you could put that basket weave almost anywhere.
Anywhere, yep. You could do it in the front if you wanted to. On the sides. Alright, so let's see what we're going to do with that front section here. You can take section by section and keep adding on to that, okay? So I'm just going to take a little bit here. And I'm just going to keep adding. You can really make a little bit of hair look like it's a lot if you know how to maneuver the hair, if you pin it properly. It can look like tons of hair. Oops. Yes, ma'am.
You know, up to a straight hair.
With the straight hair?
Yes.
You could, but it's very hard. People do. You would do a lot of teasing and lots of hairspray. I just think it's easier to work with the hair if it has a little bit of bend to it. So I'm gonna kind of like twist this front here, just a tad. Use my hairpin. Another little twisty. Notice how I'm going in the back of each little curl that I'm trying to secure. Because if you just try to push it in, you're always going to see those pins. You want to keep those pins hidden. Take this hair here. Trying to see where I want it to go. So a lot of you guys were asking me what the bottom of this comb is for. I mean, there's multiple things you could use it for. I can use it to kind of lift where I want more height, or I can use it to kind of smooth things out a little bit. You guys have any questions about updos? Huh? You did, Maya, or no?
No.
There's a lot of hair up here. Just gonna spray it a little bit because I want it to not be too loose. But I'm still taking like little twists and bringing them back. Then I will step back to see if it's symmetric with the other side. So making sure that the updo has some type of balance. And it does. I can pin this up a little bit in here. Spray just a little bit so it can be nice and polished.
Little bit. Right. Little bit.
You guys, it also really, did you notice how far she keeps the hairspray when she sprays? She's not right up on the hair.
As in, what does the hair start to look like if you're spraying right on top of it?
Crunchy. Wet.
Wet.
Mm-hmm. PC sometimes it'll look like.
Well, they'll get to see. I'll show. You guys, how long did that take Miss Pressy to do?
15 minutes.
Well, right now it's showing like 18 minutes and it's almost done. And she went slower so that you guys, so how long do you think it would take her to do this updo in a salon?
10 minutes.
Probably. And guess how much money you're making off an updo?
50.
Hundreds sometimes. You do a wedding
You do a
party,
wedding, yeah, you can upcharge.
let me tell you, man, money.
I'm gonna do a barber.
In like an hour or two, right? You could probably in 2 hours you can do like 8 people.
That's what I told him.
Hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
What do you think, guys?
Beautiful.
How'd she do?
Good.
Extravagantly.
Give her a hand. Give her a hand.